This is Bev, and welcome to the Path of Currency. In today's video, I have 100 map showcased using Diviner's Delirium orbs on Jungle Valley. For my juice, I'm using Rusted Elder, Gilded Harbinger, Rusted Blight, and Rusted Breach Scarabs, and for my compasses, I'm using the Harbinger Sextant, the Niko Sextant, the Gloom Shrine Sextant, and the Breach Sextant. Now you might be thinking, if I said 100 maps, where are all the maps? And I have run about half these maps and I've made optimizations along the way. So this is what I've finally set on, is the Elder Harbinger Blight Breach setup, and I will walk you through why in a moment. So this is what my tree looks like. Initially I was going with Abyss because Abyss spawns a lot of mobs and that helps the Delirium reward bar a lot, but the problem with Abyss is that it takes a long time and it can backtrack and it's very annoying. So I have tried to search for other ways to get Delirium reward bar progress, so I've unspec'd out of Abyss and I've actually spec'd into Blight. Now Blight is really cool because it spawns 50% more monsters with this node, and that gives us almost an equivalent amount of monsters to Abyss, except it stays in the same spot and you don't have to chase it around the map. What I like to do is I pop open the Blight and then I pop open a Breach and I run back and forth between the two, and neither one are moving around the map, so it makes it a lot easier to clear the map. As for everything else, I'm fully spec'd into Breach, Strongbox, Shrine, and Harbinger, and I'm running with the Exarch pack size and the Exarch altars. The only Delirium nodes I'm spec'd into are the ones that increase the reward by progress. I was spec'd into Compulsive Hoarder at first, but it didn't seem that great, to be honest. The random rewards it generated are usually armor or weapons, which doesn't really help us. Finally, the last weird things I'm spec'd into are this Expect the Unexpected. This makes your scouting reports a 5% chance to drop into otherworldly scouting reports, which are currently needed for a challenge. So they're around 150 chaos right now. So I'm experimenting by speccing into this node and this node. I believe it's worth the 6 points just because it's almost like dropping a divine whenever you drop one of those. It's a little less than a divine, but you get the point. And finally, I'm spec'd into Sulfite again, just because the buffs are really nice. The movement speed helps you clear faster. And then you can turn the Sulfite into Azurite, which gives you money at Niko. I've seen some people asking what that means. I can show you. So if you go to the mine, and you talk to Niko and you purchase items, you can see I have Azurite. I have not delved at all. This is just for mapping. And you buy these chaotic resonators. They cost 300 and they are worth about 1.5 chaos. So that pays for itself. Usually I run Niko Scarab, but I ran out of Scarabs because I'm using all this for Delirium juice. As always, the tree will be linked in the spreadsheet, and you can find the spreadsheet in the video description. If you have any questions about the tree, please feel free to leave a comment. I've finished the 100 maps, and here is the loot. So as you can expect, I got a lot of stacked decks. I have all my stacked decks in this tab, and then I have more in this tab. And then everything else is mostly junk div cards. There's a lot of like the Void and currency cards. I haven't valued any of these cards as worth anything, even though they are worth something. So that's something to take into account when you're looking at the currency per hour. It's probably going to be a lot higher due to all these cards being worth something. But it's too RNG for me to value these cards. For uniques, I've dropped the Anticipation, which is worth around a divine. I didn't count this either because it's pretty lucky. And just a cost freeze. Here are my scarabs. I got a bunch of scarab explosions. That's mostly where they came from, and the operative strong boxes. Nothing too crazy in here. And here is my currency tab. I dropped 3 raw divines from this test. And for the scouting reports, I got 4 of the breach ones. So that's around 400 chaos in 100 maps. That's not too bad for 6 points, in my opinion. Just some oils here and some blight stuff. I didn't count this either in the currency. I think if I was going to do this again, I would actually spec singular focus because I'm not interested in selling blight maps. And Jungle Valley doesn't give you that great blights anyway. It's mostly just for the Deli juice. As for expensive div cards, I dropped a Doctor, a Brother's Gift, 6 of these Sephiroths, 2 the Nurse, and 4 Divine Beauties. So these add up to around 4,000 chaos. So that's pretty good. I did not count the Doctor because I felt that was too lucky to count in the profits, so that will be reflected in the spreadsheet as well. Speaking of the spreadsheet, I have the spreadsheet here. This one's going to be a fast one because there's not too much to go over. As you can see, as always, the expenses and the revenue. If you're looking for the tree is linked right here. I did some quick napkin math here. If I were to use the reward compass, I was getting around 5,200 tiles on average per map, because 13 times 4 times 100. And I estimated with the sextant I would be getting around 17 tiles instead of 13, which would give me 6,800 rewards instead of 5,200. I counted the average value of a reward tile as 2 chaos, and so this would give me around 3,200 chaos worth of profit from using this sextant. Except the sextant costs 4,000 chaos, so in my opinion it would not be worth it. It's worth noting this math could be wrong. The compass just seems too expensive. I wouldn't worry about using this compass and instead just use something that'll give you more juice. As for Harby was actually a loss in profit as well, which is kind of surprising. Although the compass has gotten a lot more expensive, it was 45 chaos for me. If I were to do this again, I would drop the Harby compass and use something else. As for my revenue, everything is listed. Basically, I cut anything that I wouldn't personally sell. I have the Harby currencies here, the scouting reports here. I dropped 146 Jungle Valleys back. It should be 5.5 since that's what the original cost was. I dropped 4,500 stacked decks, valued at 1 divine for 98, which is the bulk price. Here are my valuable dip cards. I did not include the doctor. This is just general currency, minus everything that I've already included, so I'm not double dipping. And here are the scarabs, multiplied by 0.9 because that's the TFT price. So this brings us to a total revenue of 22,600 chaos, or 102 divines, which is around a 111% return on investment, which is pretty good. These maps were really fast, like 4-minute maps, mostly because I fixed my build to not suck. So I could do 15 maps an hour for around 8 divines per hour. I would say overall this strategy was a pretty big success. I had a lot of fun doing it. You can compare this to delirious skittering orbs, and for that you need to click a lot. You have to worry about selling all your scarabs, managing inventory. I guess you can say the same thing about div cards, but this one I feel like it has less clicking than scarabs. I enjoyed doing this. I'll probably do it again. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in seeing me open any of the div cards, let me know. Alright, peace. And with that out of the way, I'm going to do a map showcase. Now, the way these maps are pretty hectic, you might notice I've changed my build. I no longer am rolling magma, I'm blade vortex. With the headhunter, I had to sell my mage blood because I was dying too much with mage blood. Headhunter is just superior for this type of map. You can do these maps without a headhunter if your build is good. I am really bad at making builds, and I can never figure out how to make defense, so I'm using the belt as a crutch. Alright, so here is the map. What we're going to want to do is basically clear it as fast as possible, because so for minion altars, I'm only going to click minion altars because my build can't handle the downsides of the global ones, and it just makes it that much easier. I see the minion altar, I click the minion altar, and that is about it. So after clearing these, getting these initial delirium rewards, I'm going to start running around the map like crazy, basically popping everything. I really want to find the Cassia to start the blight, because the blight is going to be what takes the longest in the map. So you have to keep in mind what you've opened and what you haven't. So I know I opened a breach down here, so I have to go back and clear it. This is where having some source of explode or clear speed is very useful, because you're going to be running around a lot. Alternatively, you can just clear it slower. I mean, you're still going to make money, you just won't make money as fast. Pop open all these strong boxes. There's our fracturing shards. Also, my filter is very bad. You might have to edit your filter a lot because this drops a lot of random cards. I've been working on it by removing cards every once in a while. So there's a Harbinger down there. I'll have to keep that in mind. There's also a breach. Still haven't found the Cassia. There's Cassia. So we want to start you. And basically, as soon as I get to 12 rewards, nothing else in the map really matters that much. Because usually I don't get to 13. If it looks like I'm getting close to 13, then things can start to matter again. But the rewards from the blight don't even matter that much. So we've started the blight. And now this is where we run around. Go loot. You just have to remember to go back up to the blight and kill the monsters. So it's a lot of back and forth. So we go to the blight, kill the blight. I open that breach down there, go back to the breach. There we go, we have 12 rewards right now. So nothing else matters too much. Actually, we might get to 13. We probably won't.
A little sliver of anarchy.
Also, you have to be mindful. I almost failed that.
A little sliver of anarchy.
So that is the blight. I think that's basically the whole map. There's your Gloom Shine. Don't be like me. Get your Gloom Shine. The explodes are very nice. I forgot both my shrines actually. Alright, and then there's just going to be a Harby in the boss room. This boss usually takes a while, so this Harby makes it feel a little better because you're not taking so long. Solely on the boss. Okay, we did get to 13. And then killing the boss will bring us to 14. Alright, and there's our reward. And that's the map. Thank you for watching. Peace.